good afternoon, Stephen. How the heck are you?
I'm doing good, guys. How are you guys doing?
We're really excited. We're really excited about this game. Do you see it as a revenge game, and do you like those?
Not necessarily, no. Obviously, that we had our match there last year that we didn't get the job done, and we got to give them credit. But we had our opportunities late in that game, and just didn't execute and get it done when we had our chances there. And same time, look forward to going out and they're probably the hottest team in football in terms of their win streak right now, and they've got a really good football team with a lot of weapons on offense and really strong defensively. And, we've got a big challenge in front of us, but we feel great about our football team too. And I feel like we'll go out there and play really well.
And, sir, I have to give you credit because last week we asked you about the secondary, and you were very confident that you had a solution, and I thought it was remarkable how confident you were. You held him down last week. That was terrific to shut down Tom Brady like that. Are you still that confident in the secondary against the Niners?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going to be a challenge, not unlike Tom Brady's one of the probably the greatest to ever play the game. We're getting ready to play an offensive football team that is loaded with weapons. When you talk about Deebo Samuels and McCaffrey and Ayuk and Kittle and the list goes on. They've got a little opposite at quarterback in terms of youth versus experience. But the guy's been playing really well. Hats off to the young guy, Purdy. And, we just got to go out. Dan's going to have got a great game plan for these guys. And, I just feel like we're prepared, just like we were last week. And I feel like we'll play well.
Yeah, Izzy McQuamu was quite the addition last week, Stephen. That was a nice ace in the hole there for Dan Quinn. I don't know what other wrinkles he's got, but that certainly was fantastic. But, Micah was talking about embracing being the underdog. I know Coach McCarthy was on with Sean and RJ this morning as well. How do you feel about being the underdog going into this game? Does that add a little chip on the shoulder?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime, you get questioned, we feel like we've got a really good football team. And obviously there's, we are an underdog in this one. And, I always feel like, when you go out there, you're obviously going out there to win, but especially when people don't think you can win the game, it's all, I think, it incentivizes you to even bear down all the more and make plays and do what it takes to win a football game.
How much of a focal point has it been over the last year, Stephen, to add physicality and toughness into this Cowboy football team?
Oh, I think it's and when you talk about football, that's what you think about: physicality, toughness. That's what our game's all about. And certainly, I think on both sides of the ball, all three phases really, but. In particular, Dan brought that physicality and toughness to the defense. I think our offense certainly plays with that kind of demeanor. We were convicted to run the ball. Not unlike the 49ers are convicted to run the ball. They do it a little different, with their speed sweeps and using guys like Deebo and McCaffrey. But, we feel like we're a physical football team and feel like we'll play that way on Sunday. And like I said, it's going to be a challenge, but it's one we embrace.
Stephen, I heard you the other day mention they asked the KNC guys asked you if you had a bat and you would like to beat the media with it. Would you like to beat the media over the fact that we don't give Tyler Smith enough credit for how damn good he really is?
Well, let's correct that. I said some media I'd like to take a bat.
I was thinking it was me, Stephen.
I don't mean all of them.
I was thinking
there's a lot of good people in the media.
Yeah, it's just not on this beat right now, right?
I do take. I enjoy being on with you guys, or I wouldn't be on.
I got you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
But in general, I really do enjoy you guys. But in general, I do think Tyler's been a little underrated. I mean, hats off to the guy. He's a rookie. He's spent all mini camp, all training camp, playing guard, playing left guard. And then Tyron goes down and he immediately goes back to what he did in college and plays left tackle. And then he swings back and forth when we need him. I mean, what more can you ask for out of a rookie? His versatility has been, so valuable to us being able to move him around and, starting with Tyron, letting him play his natural spot to start the training camp off there. And then, of course, moving out to left tackle and letting us get our best five with Connor on there. And then, of course, when we felt like it was better to have Peters at tackle, he moved right back in there to right guard. When Peters got hurt, he's back out of left tackle. So, I mean, his confidence is there. He obviously is only going to keep getting better as a young football player and take his air straight up. And we really think we've got us a hell of a, I'll call him an offensive lineman now, but I do think ultimately he's our left tackle for the future, and Tyler Smith.
Stephen Jones with us here on 105.3 The Fan. It's been fun getting to reminisce on the history of this Cowboys-49ers rivalry, and just kind of as a football fan taking a step back, you kind of get chills and goosebumps preparing for this one. For you as someone who's lived it through the 90s and those battles, what are some of your memories and just how special getting to lock horns with the 49ers again in the playoffs that this is going to be?
Well, it's just, that's really where we cut our teeth and won our championships was getting over the hump and beating the 49ers. I mean, that's how we got the ball rolling with the triplets and, playing out there against Steve Young and that group. I actually had the honor and the pleasure to be on a call with Joe Montana last week on a deal that was, believe it or not, outside of football. But before we knew we were for sure going to be playing the 49ers. But obviously he's right there with Brady as one of the greatest to ever play the game, and certainly a joy to get to talk ball with him. But no, it is. I mean, that's what you think about when you think of, our three Super Bowl teams. What we had to do, it's pretty much came down to who was going to win that 49er Cowboy games. Of course, Deion was kind of swinging the balance of power there for a couple of years when he played with them one year and they beat us, and then of course moved over with us and then we beat them. So anyway, it's a lot of good memories, a couple of tough ones, and that's why you do this. And of course, last year they've had the last say. They got us last year, and we're up to the challenge and ready to go out there and hopefully get a win and get that back.
Stephen, if I could circle back to the Tampa game last week, and they showed the box with you and your dad, and just the embrace that you gave your father. What was that feeling? Was that just like, Dad, we did it kind of a thing? We got this thing, this monkey off our back right now? Was that the relief that you had, or was it just you're just so damn happy to keep getting to play in this thing?
Well, I think it's well documented that Jerry's on record as saying that, he certainly understands he's not going to have, hundreds of chances to keep doing this. And certainly, he wants it worse than anybody. I think he'd trade a lot of his successes to have another championship. And, that was part of it, too. It's just so happy for him in terms of, getting that first playoff win. And, that's you got to get the first one before you can get the second one. And, of course, you got to get the second one and on and on. We've been there before. It does feel like it's been a long time, but obviously, it's so, this is so important to everybody, but especially, all his passion and all his work and, elbow grease that he's put into the league and the Cowboys. Certainly, was a good feeling there last week, but that's in the rear view mirror now. We've got to focus on the 49ers and, on the task at hand. Obviously, he and I aren't going to have a hand in it in terms of playing the game or coaching the game, but certainly we've got a lot at stake here in terms of our love for the Cowboys, our love for our fans who love the Cowboys, and certainly our love for our team and our coaching staff and the work they've put into this season.
Stephen, as a personnel man, the one thing you always worry about is did you give your coaches enough weapons to play this game? Do you feel like you gave your coaches the chance with the players you got?
I do. I feel really good about our football team. I think our guys feel good about one another. I think Dak feels good about the offense and what they can get done. I know Kellen and Mike do. Certainly Dan feels great on defense with Micah, and know they feel good about what they have to work with. And I just feel like, a lot of people want to talk about the 49ers and, that they've, got some stout personnel. Well, I feel the same way about our team. Hats off to them. They've done a great job of putting a great team together as well. But I certainly feel like we've got the team that can go and compete and win if we execute and do what we do best.
Now, Stephen, I'm not sure if you guys want to make any more late additions, but I did see on Twitter today D. Ware and Charles Haley up at the Star talking about a 3-week contract or something like that to help out. Any truth to that?
Well, especially if I could put them in the time machine and let them go back to what they were.
Right.
When they were in their prime. We'd make room. I promise you. They would easily make the roster, and there'd be a couple young guys having to watch from home if we could put them in the time machine and bring them back.
That'd be something. Is there a possibility Mike will decide to use the new kicker in any capacity?
Yeah, we won't get into any of that. That's certainly competitive. We're, obviously, Brett's had a great year for us this year. I mean, he's really played at a high level, responsible for us winning several games in terms of, making key kicks, and certainly disappointing. I know he was last week, and I just know in general he's just been so solid for us, and, feel good about our football team as we head to San Francisco.
Has there been a bit of a mandate in regard to the kicking stuff? It looked like the officials were warned about holders attempting to use these foreign objects to mark the ball, and they kind of got after anger last week. Is that going to take place in all these games now moving forward?
Yeah, I'm on the competition committee, but foreign object, I didn't know if grass was a foreign object.
Right.
So, grass on grass is grass on grass, but we all understand what their point is, and certainly there's a little, K-ball issue that they're trying to define and move forward with. But, we understand it. And, that's part of the normal mechanics of the league. If they see, they need to point out and emphasize, and we certainly get those memos throughout the year that things are either being emphasized or to be aware of or understand, make sure everybody understands what the rules are.
Stephen, I think Dak might have played his best game of his career against the Bucs, and probably better than anybody the criticism that comes with being the starting quarterback of the Cowboys. What can you say about the confidence and the level of play from your quarterback right now?
Well, we're just so fortunate to have Dak Prescott as quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. He's one of the best in the business. Unlike you, as touching as well as he's played over the years, I think that may have been his best game at and finest, one of his finest moments. But I know in his mind, and I know how he feels, he is driven to be the best. As hard as he worked last week, I know he's working harder this week. No one wants that championship more than he wants it. That's what he's about. I heard Troy Aikman say it. A lot of athletes this day and time are into their brand or into this, to that. He wants to bring home a Super Bowl trophy to our fans, to the Dallas Cowboys. And like I said, he just got so many intangibles. He's such a leader for this team. We've got so much confidence in Dak and what he can do for us and what he can do to win football games and win championships for us. And I just know he'll play at a high level. And, obviously there's been some people that want to point a finger at a turnover here, a turnover there. You play that game long enough, you're going to have it happen. I'm sure Tony doesn't appreciate it, but he went up to Buffalo one game and turned it over 6 times and still figured out a way for us to win the game. But, those things happen and the great ones overcome them. And whether it's a quarterback, a kicker, or whatever, they overcome those things and they go on and they do great things. And I feel that's in Dak's future.
Jerry was talking about this morning how when Charlotte was in college, he paid many a visit to her, and I didn't know how often he was paying you visits. Was he doing some frat partying with you at all when you were in college, or did he let go of the ropes at that point?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I actually came home one night, and he didn't know where to find me, and I opened up my door to crawl in bed, and he was sleeping in my room, in my dorm room. And, but no, he loves to be around. they caught him on tape a bunch of times when I was playing up there. And one time they thought he was a spy. They had caught him on tape hiding up there just wanting to watch me practice, watch us practice. And, he wanted to be in the middle of it. He loves the game of football, loved being a part of me playing, and loved all my, was very involved with my teammates in terms of enjoying them and enjoying watching us play football. And, he's same way with Charlotte, same way with Jerry. Been a wonderful dad, and as y'all know, you saw it firsthand. Wonderful grandfather, too. Supported John Stephen when he was, playing ball there at Highland Park. He supported Paxton and Charlotte's boys, and supported James over there at ESD. He loves to, support his own for sure, and loves the game and loves sports and loves being around his family.
Well, when you got your name on those damn buildings, Stephen, he didn't have to sneak around over there. You know what I'm saying?
I think they'll let him think about anywhere he wants.
He can go anywhere he wants in Little Rock. Let me tell you, Fayetteville, wherever he wants to go, man. He's got it done.
Fayetteville, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Stephen, you've been great to us all year. Let's do this again a few more Fridays and give him hell over there. We'll be pulling for you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'll say hell to the yes on that. Let's keep it going.
Let's go.
Bam.